opisyal na radio station ng sandatahang lakas ng Pilipinas na binubuo ng Army, Navy at Air Force na siyang maghahatid sa inyo ng mga balita mula sa ating Armed Forces at iba pang impormasyon. Mga katropa, hanapin at ilike kami sa Facebook, Twitter at YouTube. DWDD AFP Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
When the nation's security is at stake, they call on us. Ready to serve the people, ready to secure the land. We fight for freedom. We fight for the Filipino nation. We fight for the flag. We connect our troops. We are your Philippine Army. We are your Army Signal Corps.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio, boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Minsay isang aklat lang ang iyong dala, minsay wala naman pero papasok pa. Kahit anong mangyari ay tuloy-tuloy ka lang, basta't kami mayroong natututunan. Minsan ay kaysaya ng iyong pagtutunan.
Isang maganda at napaka maaraw na hapon po sa ating lahat. Dito po sa Voice of the Teachers Radio, the only program for teachers, by teachers, and with teachers. Sitting on behalf of Dr. Ray Samson and Katropang Ancheta, our two pioneers and main anchors. Ito pong inyong Katropang Jet Ramos. At ngayong araw na ito ay talagang mayroon tayong special guest na kung saan kanya tayong i-educate tungkol sa functions of Congress. Kasi karamihan sa atin ay hindi tayo aware sa mga current events, kung paano nag-work ang ating government. Kaya ito'y kanyang advocacy through his show. But before this, I would like to thank all of you who have been instrumental in sharing, reacting, and liking every episode of Voice of the Teachers Radio. At nais ko pong batiin at this juncture ang ating mga AFP leader, beginning with our incoming AFP Chief of Staff, General Romeo Browner Jr. of the Philippine Army. Also, our outgoing AFP Chief of Staff, General Andres Centino, also of the Philippine Army. He's, by the way, the incoming Presidential Advisor on West Philippine Sea. And we would also like to greet our Brigadier General Arvin Lagamon. He's the Commander of Civil Relations Service of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. He's also from the Philippine Army. And our Station Manager of DWDD AFP Radio na boses ng Kawal Pilipino, and the host of Ang Inyong Kawal and Kumusta Pilipinas, si Major Sinon C. Pancito III of the Philippine Army. At this juncture, nais ko pong pasalamatan ng ating technical department dito sa DWDD, si Kuya Jayton, si Kuya Ferd, si Kuya Ron, si Ate Regine, at saka si Ate Leonor Tanap, si Kuya John Mark, at iba pa na baka hindi ko maalala dahil syempre medyo tayo, kailangan natin talaga i-work on ang ating name recall. Yes, but in our hearts, in my heart, I love them all and cherish their help and their guidance. And also our news department people, especially kakakita ko lang kanina si Katropang Mafet. Hello, Katropang Mafet, and all the others, and of course the production department. And also the fellow katropas, our listeners, our viewers, our loyal followers of Voice of the Teachers Radio, and the co-anchors of DWDD na talaga nagko-comprise sa masayang pamilyang ito. And ngayon ay gusto ko rin pong pasalamatan ng ating Panginoong Diyos dahil kung hindi dahil sa Kanya ay hindi tayo magiging matagumpay sa endeavor na ito. Yeah, sometimes we forget to thank the Lord, but this time we have to thank Him for whatever we call Him, for the blessings, for the opportunities, and for the help that He extends to us even at the last minute. Yes, and I would also like to take this opportunity to greet all our viewers who are watching right now. Hindi ko man mabasa ang inyong messages, but definitely I will reply to you because of course, nasa ere tayo. So, hello po sa inyo, san man kayo sa panig ng mundo. And nais ko pong sabihin sa inyo na tangkilikin po natin ang lahat ng mga palatuntunan dito sa AFP Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino. You could find us on Facebook, AFP Radio, DWDD, and on YouTube and Twitter. Kaya, abangan po ang mga palatuntunan, magaganda mga topic at ang mga news ay objective, straight to the point, and no more, no less. At this point in time ay kasama ko po ang ating panauhin para sa hapong ito. Kahit kahapon ko lamang naiparating sa kanya ay talagang game na game ho siya sapagkat matagal ko na po siyang gustong itampok dito sa ating palatuntunan na Voice of the Teachers Radio. And ako man, I want to learn from him because there are times hindi ako nakakapanood sa kanya palatuntunan because I have classes on-site sa Philippine Normal University. But I will make up for lost time. And this is the perfect opportunity to guest a very good man who has been in the media industry for more than 30 years of his life. And he is also a lay minister at his parish. He's happily married to his wife, and they have wonderful children and, of course, adorable grandchildren. And he's a good example of someone who's very simple because he embodies the principle of being modest at all times despite his successes. And siya lang naman ay isa sa mga veteranong broadcasters sa DWDD, or one of my mentors. And he covers Congress o tinatawag na Cámara de Representante in news parlance, and it's actually Spanish. Ladies and gentlemen, mga katropa, narito po with me is one of my titos here sa DWDD at ang ating panauhin sa hapong ito, si Tito Terence Mordeno Grana. Maayong hapon sa inyo, Tito Terence.
Yes, good afternoon, Katropang Jet. Talagang it's really an honor to be a guest in this very prestigious program, Katropang Jet.
Yes.
I've been listening and seeing you on Facebook at talagang salute na salute ako diyan.
Salamat po. Kaya lang hindi na tayo nagkikita in person, but I hope we catch up one of these days. And talagang natutuwa po ako sa inyong mga kwento at talagang nung nakwento niyo sa akin ang tungkol sa buhay ninyo, talagang sabi ko kailangan maging mas payak talaga kasi despite your successes, Tito Terence, sa loob ko, sabi ko, talagang dapat tularan ng ganitong klase ng tao dahil isa siyang mabuting huwaran sa sambayanan, sa kanyang mag-anak at saka sa mga kagaya ko na wala pang 10 taon sa industriya ng mass media.
Yes, thank you very much for that beautiful statements about me. But of course, we are here for an interview, for information. So that's why baka mamaya maubusan na tayo ng oras. Anyway, yeah, thank you.
Walang anuman ho, Tito Terence. Kaya para sa ating lahat na gustong magkaroon ng inspirasyon sa broadcasting at matuto ang tungkol sa kung paano nag-work ang ating Congress. Excuse me, naalala ko pala na kailangan natin talagang simulan ang kwentuhang ito. But how are you, frankly, Tito Terence?
Yeah, I'm just fine. Kaya lang I always stay at home. Excuse me. At home kasi ito nga, yung although nilift na kahapon yung ano tawag dito, pandemic situation sa atin, yung health protocols, mga ganyan. But I still am apprehensive in going out kasi medyo, of course, nagkakaedad na ako and vulnerable na sa mga sakit-sakit. That's why medyo hinay-hinay lang muna ako. But I still am doing my job. I mean, as a reporter, as a broadcaster, I'm doing my job. Sa broadcasting ko, sa aking mumunting programa kada Sabado, ay ginagawa ko dito lamang sa aking mumunting tahanan.
Yes.
But from time to time, I go to Congress to gather information na aking iniuulat sa ating DWDD, Armed Forces Radio, Boses ng Kawal ng Pilipino.
Yes, Tito Terence, that's why the wonders of internet really present to us so many opportunities, lalo na sa atin na nasa media. Kaya alam niya, sa totoo lang hanga po ako sa inyo because you don't let the pandemic stop you from pursuing your mission and calling. But of course, dito sa part 1 ng ating panayam, pwede niyo po bang isalaysay sa amin ang tungkol sa inyong mga beginnings, mga inspirasyon ninyo at mga pagsubok, lalo na ngayong kayo ay veteranong broadcaster? Ako hindi pa po ako veterano dahil wala pa nga po akong 1/4
No, everybody is good in broadcasting, but at heart you are a broadcaster. Anyway, I started as a broadcaster noong accidental. In fact, I'm saying to everybody that I am an accidental journalist. Kasi I was working sa House of Representatives, and of course sa House of Representatives, being the chief of the Indexing and Monitoring Group. Of course, I have a lot of information about tungkol sa yung mga pagsasabatas. Umpisa ng filing, tapos kung mga contents ng mga panukalang batas. And then, it was in 1991 that incidentally si Katropang Nick Echevarria ay in-interview niya ako regarding a particular bill yata. I cannot remember anymore, but he interviewed me over the phone. The phone lang noon, 1991 Ang phone pats lang noon ang interview. So I was interviewed by Katropang Nick. And then of course, alam mo naman matabil ako. So I don't know. They were impressed. Sabi nila, they were impressed sa sa the way I answered the questions sa interview. So sabi niya, off the air mamaya I would like to talk to you, sabi ni Katropang Nick. So ayan. So after ng interview namin, of course tumawag ulit, and then nag-usap kami. Sabi niya, would you want to become a volunteer reporter dyan sa ating House of Representatives? Sabi ko, of course, willing ako. That's my dream. That has been my dream since I graduated from college, di ba? So, sabi ko, okay, sige. Kailan mag-uumpisa? Sabi ko gano'n. And then, mag-observe muna ako how they report yung mga kasamahan ko. So, yun. And eventually, yun nga. I reporter, and then I went to I went to the station, ganyan. And then, sinabihan ako na, kung willing daw ako mag-programa. I think it was in year 2000, mga 1996 na yata, 1996. Kung magpo-programa daw ako about Congress. Ang unang program ko, Congress Weekender nga yun, ang title. Every Saturday from 7 in the morning to 8 in the morning. So it was a 1-hour program. Yun. About Congress pa rin ang sinasabi ko sa programa ko. Then on and on. But mind you, Congress is, of course, a government office, and may apprehension ako na baka may conflict of interest because I was working sa House of Representatives and at the same time a voluntary reporter ng DWDD. So agad-agad sabi ko, I have to talk to my administrative head sa aming office. At sabi ko, I want to ask for a dispensation that I could practice media while working here in Congress. Sabi ko, wala namang conflict of interest, my being a broadcaster, wala. Kasi Sabado naman yung programa ko. So walang conflict of interest. Hindi kumakain ng oras ng House of Representatives. So I was given the dispensation. There was an opinion from the civil service na I can practice my journalism while working sa House of Representatives. So from then on, tuloy-tuloy na hanggang ngayon. But I still am kahit pa paano, I still am trying to learn kasi nobody mentors me. Nobody mentors me as to how the ropes of being a broadcaster. So kaya sabi ko hanggang ngayon I'm still groping and learning broadcasting still. So ganon. So yun ang beginning ko hanggang ngayon. So that's how I became that's why I call myself an accidental journalist.
Wow.
Accidental journal. Yeah.
Ayun, ang dami ang dami pala talagang mga napagdaanan, saka ang dami rin palang ang dami palang mga naisip na timbang kasi syempre tayo, kahit ako teacher, kailangan talaga na i-balance ang lahat. And
Yes,
of course, recently nag-usap po kami ni Tita Tina Clemente. Hello Tita Tina and all other pioneers of DWDD. Nag-usap po kami, pinagmamalaki niya po kayo. Yeah, na kayo kaibigan niya. Yeah, kaya talagang heart to heart kami. Tapos parang kwentuhang magtita, tita pamangkin. Ayun, kaya talagang nainganyo din ako na i-guess po kayo. And bilang bahagi ng DWDD as one of the pioneers, the legends, especially being the sole correspondent for Congress, ano pong inyong masasabing mga milestone sa inyong more than 30 years sa media?
Okay naman. I started, sinabi ko na kanina na I started as a voluntary reporter. Wow. And then I was given an opportunity to host a program, and then in my program, I did it my way, lahat. Ganun kasi, of course, we understandably, ang istasyon naman natin ay it's just a self-sustaining station, and then the station cannot afford to hire big time broadcasters. So nagkataon na willing akong maging volunteer reporter and broadcaster. Okay lang, no problem. But I had to do it my way, lahat eh. So nobody directs my program, nobody mentors me how to go about the sequencing of the program and then everything. So ako lang hanggang ngayon, actually ginagawa ko pa yan. But yun ang mga challenges, struggles ko. But I know I could overcome all this because I always have that yung determination to of course to become a good, which is my mantra, going to be a good broadcaster.
Yeah.
So yun.
O nga po eh. Kaya when I get the chance, napapanood ko po right after the show of Katropang Bernie and Katropang Kiko, yung Reservist Hour. Ayan, which by the way, sila magiging guest next week. Kaya para ma-promote din ang mga advokasya. Ayun. Ang galing yung nga po, Tito Terence, kasi imagine yung yung sa House of Representatives na backdrop. Sabi ko, nasa labas po ba si Tito Terence? Sabi ko, naka-muscle shirt to, nasa labas to. Sabi ko, hindi ako pwede sa labas kasi pawisin ako. Tapos, panay paypay pa ako, panay ubo, panay kamot sa ulo kasi madaling malikabukan. Ayun. Pero yun pala, ang gandang backdrop po, Tito.
Alam mo kasi, I learned that, I really endeavored to learn how to make a good backdrop.
Wow.
So yun, nakita kong may ganon, so I tried to ask tech people, paano ba yung backdrop? Paano bang gawin yan? So ang ginawa ko, kumuha ko ng picture ng House of Representatives, and then inaayos-ayos ko in a manner na magandang magiging backdrop para sa akin because as you know, I do my broadcasting dito lang sa aking tahanan, sa aking bahay. So yun, nakuha ko yun. So I just got that idea from friends na magkaroon ng backdrop na gano'n. So, yan, dito ako sa bahay. So, hindi na kailangan mo backdrop.
Yeah. But at least you're in the comfort of your home. You have everything you need. You can run to someone whom you trust, your wife, your children, or you can even play with your grandchildren. As for me, when I broadcast at home, I even play with our dog. Yeah. Buti hindi niya ako kinagat. Napagkamalan akong throw pillow.
He's your friend naman kasi.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad na napagtagumpayan nyo talaga. And it looks wonderful. Sabi ko, anong ginagawa yung Tito Terence dito? Puntahan ko, magdadrive ako papuntang Batasan. Kaya lang, hindi ko lang alam kung paano pumunta doon.
way far away from your place.
Yeah, totoo.
Anyway.
Pero sabi nga naman, if you want something, even if it's hard to reach, you will strive to reach it. And in your case, you've done it. Ayun. At this juncture pala.
Sabi ko lang, I'm always grateful to God.
Yeah.
Kasi, I cannot possibly do these things kung wala yung gabay niya. I always, in the morning, I always ask His guidance through the Holy Spirit that I be guided in everything that I do, everything that I say, because of course it's my medium, di ba? Pagsasalita. So kaya sinasabi ko kay God na igabay niya ako through the Holy Spirit na maayos yung mga sasabihin ko, could not hurt people, and purely informative for my kababayan. So
yes. Kaya munti ko na sabihin kanina pero nakalimutan ko. Kaya at this juncture, we really have to remember that God is the source of everything, knowledge, talent, opportunities, because he makes everything possible. It's not us, because without him, tama ho kayo, we cannot succeed in our mission. Ayun. At
That's right.
at sa part 2 po pala natin, on educating Pinoys on how Congress works dito, nako. Kahit ako, nako-confuse ako, even though I read, sabi ko, paano kaya inaano mga laws? Tapos sabi ko, hindi ko naman ma-explain to nang hindi ko nalalaman fully, because you're the go-to person here sa DWDD when it comes to the ins and outs of Congress. So sa pagkakataong ito, itong katropa sa kamera, nagiging instrumental na po na i-educate kaming lahat, mga katropa, tungkol sa Congress. And pwede nyo po ba i-share yung mga insights and ideas na nag-gain ninyo tungkol sa Congress? Yeah. Pwede nyo rin i-share po yung sa upper house, kasi sometimes may mga tao po nalilito, alin ang upper house, alin po ang lower house.
Okay, to start with, grateful lang ako na nakapagtrabaho ako sa Congress. Actually, not only Congress. I started off noong Batasang Pambansa pa. I don't know, you were still in the womb. You were 1978. Noong 1978, nag-start ang nag-convene ang Batasang Pambansa, and fortunately, I was one of those pioneer employees of the Batasang Pambansa. And then 1986, it was abolished because of the people power. And then 1987, nag-convene na naman ang Congress, Congress, House of Representatives and the Senate of the Philippines. So yun, nakapagtrabaho na naman ako sa because of my expertise sa legislature dun sa Batasang Pambansa. So I was hired again sa House of Representatives as of course another expert in legislation, and I handled indexing and monitoring section of the House of Representatives. This particular office handles the monitoring of all the measures from House bills, resolutions, and all the communications. We monitor all these measures, and tell the people if there are inquiries. Tell them what is the status of this particular piece of legislation, ganyan. So yan ang naging trabaho ko, and that's probably one of the reasons why kinuha din ako ng DWDD, because of my expertise, of course, in legislation. So yun, that's about Congress, to give you a background on Congress. Our Congress is composed of two houses. Yun, kaya nga tinatawag na bicameral. Bicameral Congress. Bicameral, so two. The House of Representatives and the Senate of the Philippines. Sa upper house, yung sinasabi mo, and the lower house, yung Cámara de Representantes. Cámara de Representantes is the Spanish word for House of Representatives. Di ba? Alam mo yan. You are a teacher. And as far as the House of Representatives is concerned, dito nag-i-start yung mga panukalang batas. There are pieces of legislation na talagang exclusive mag-uumpisa sa House of Representatives.
Why is that so?
The Senate can also file their own bills. The senators, 24 of them, can also initiate their own pieces of legislation. And ipapasa din nila. A bill is of course filed dito sa House of Representatives. Kung pag-uusapan muna natin kasi magko-conflict kung ano pag-uusapan muna natin ang House of Representatives.
Sure.
Isang panukalang batas isusulong ng isang kongresista, isusulong niya, ipo-file. So, yan, paghahain ng isang panukalang batas, and then the bill will be processed. The processing of the bill is, of course, it will pass through referral to the committee of the bill, and then the bill will deliberate on the bill. The committee will deliberate on the bill, and then they will come up with a committee report, which is going to be deliberated on the plenary sa lahat na ng 311 congressmen. No? Kasi yung committee is just is a composition of around mga 30 to 40 members lang. Pero specialized yan, a field. Halimbawa sa committee on sabihin natin appropriations. Committee on appropriations, there are around 60 members diyan. And yung panukalang batas, halimbawa yung sabihin na natin yung pagpupondo para sa susunod na taon ng ating government para sa operasyon ng ating pamahalaan for 2024. So it's an exclusive jurisdiction ng House of Representatives. House of Representatives lamang ang pwedeng mag-file ng pagpupondo para sa pamahalaan. So it always starts sa House of Representatives. So yun, halimbawa, nandun na sa kanila, dinideliberate na nila yung ano tawag dito, yung National Expenditure Program ng Office of the President. Kasi the Office of the President, the executive will submit to the House of Representatives, to Congress, their proposal of budget for next year. So yon. So halimbawa sa 2024 na budget ay ihahain yan ng executive come August siguro or August, mid-August, magsasubmit ang executive ng National Expenditure Program, and this NPEP will be the basis for the deliberation of the House para sa pag-draft ng budget, 2024 budget. So yun, they will deliberate, yan, mahabang salaysay yung pag-deliberate, because it takes around 3 months to deliberate on that particular piece of legislation. And then finally, maggagawa ng report after they have deliberated on it. Yung deliberation pala, to tell you, is to tell our audience na ang deliberation ay ginagawa sa mga committee meetings, committee hearings, and consultations from the academe and the experts. Yan, ganoon. Basta ang ginagawa talaga, ang lahat na magagawa para mapino ang panukalang batas. And after that, they will come up with a committee report, and this committee report will be submitted to the plenary for plenary action. So yun na yung deliberasyon ng ating mga congressmen. They will start deliberating on that particular bill, and then aaprubahan yan. May mga debate, of course, introduction of amendments, mga lahat ng mga pangyayari ay mangyayari doon sa plenaryo. And then eventually they will approve this on second reading. In this case, kasi usually ang budget bill is a bill which is certified by the President as an urgent measure. So pagka urgent measure, as far as the rules of the House is concerned, no, in fact, nasa ano yan, nasa Constitution. There is a constitutional provision on that na pagka ang isang panukalang batas ay isi-certify ng Pangulo bilang isang urgent bill, ay hindi na nangangailangan ng requirement na after second reading ay it will take 3 days pa before approving on third reading sa panukala. But in this case, usually kasi normally ang budget ay certified, so wala, i-skip na yung 3-day rule. So after approval on second reading, pwede nang i-approve on third reading in the same day. Sa isang araw lamang. So after approval on third reading, ipapasa na naman ito sa Senado for their deliberation. Okay? And then ang Senado na naman ang magde-deliberate first reading, yun, referral to the Committee on Finance sa kanila doon, and then they will deliberate, and then they will come up with a report, and then the report will be the basis for the plenary action of the Senate. And then approval on second reading, approval on third reading. Now, kung mangyayari na may mga panukalang amyenda ang Senado, i-inform ng Senado ang House of Representatives, ang Kamara de Representantes, na meron kaming i-introduce na amyenda. Now, this calls for a bicameral conference. So, yun yung tinatawag na bicameral conference. The bicameral conference is a composition of the members of the House, usually the members of the Appropriations Committee of the House of Representatives, and sa Senado naman, usually the members of the Finance Committee ng Senado. Sila ang magpupulong yung bicameral conference, and they will try to thresh out all the conflicting provisions of the bill. And ang budget is something like this, parang ganito kakapal. Kapal ang libro yan, libro.
Parang 2 thesis
And then they will come up with a report, conference committee report, which is going to be ratified by both houses. So ira-ratify ng House of Representatives, ira-ratify din ng Senate of the Philippines. And then after ratification, gagawa na ang Kamara de Representantes ng final form, ng final version, ng final na libro. Aabutin niya ng mga 3 libro ang budget, and then pipirmahan, lalagdaan ito ng Secretary General and the Speaker on the part of the House, at on the part of the Senate ay lalagdaan din yan ng Secretary and the Senate President. And then after doon ay ipapasa na nila sa Office of the President for presidential action. And then eventually, magiging batas na ang pagpupondo ng ating national na pamahalaan.
Wow!
Yan.
So I didn't realize that it takes so much effort, so many deliberations, and so many brainstorming sessions pala, and
yes,
it's not easy to make a law.
Yeah. Kaya nga, sinasabi ko sa aking mga listeners and followers na, alam nyo, minsan iniisip nyo lang na ang ating mga mambabatas ay paupo-upo lang, ay actually marami silang ginagawa. Yun lang yung kinuwento ko sa iyo na proseso. isang bill lang yan, ha? Isang bill lang yan, na yung pagpupondo lang, yung budget bill lang, ha? Grabing proseso yun, ilang buwan yun, ha? So you can only imagine yung effort ng ating mga mambabatas. And yet, ang magsasabi tayo sa labas na, wala namang mga ginagawa, yung mga mambabatas na yan, paupo-upo lang yan. But I have to prove you wrong. They are doing a lot of things for the betterment of our country. Para sa ating inang bayan na ating minamahal. That's how Katropang Jet.
Yes. Apart from creating laws, Katropang Terence, yung ano pa po ba mga functions and responsibilities ng mga taga lower house and upper house po pagdating po sa pag-ensure na na-exercise po natin sa pamahalaan ng transparency? Well, this is for the purpose of creating awareness among our youth and our professionals and all others na kailangan nilang malaman kung ano ang ginagawa ng dalawang house.
Okay, sige. Ganito yan yung as far as the House of Representatives is concerned, yung mga congressmen natin ay they are representing their own districts, respective districts, kanya-kanyang district, di ba? Here in Quezon City, 6 na distrito, a lot doon sa Manila, maraming distrito yon. I think ganun din, walo yata. And there are a lot in your place, sa Pasig, you have your own congressman. And these congressmen, uuwi sila sa kanilang respective constituencies to consult their constituents what are the needs of the districts. In the same manner sa mga party list groups, yung kanilang nire-represent na party list. So ganun, kinukonsulta nila ang mga miyembro ng ang mga constituents nila and get from them the things that the district need. Diba? So halimbawa may pangangailangang magkaroon ng ng tawag dito, kalsada from this point A to point B, kakailanganin niya ng kakailanganin niya ng batas. So there is a need for your congressman to file a bill regarding that matter. And then kahit nga change of name of the school, change of name of the barangay, yan, ginagawa yan. This nitty-gritty, mga maliliit lang na mga bagay yan, ha? But there are a lot of national bills, that our congressmen file. So, yan. In fact, ang dami. Of course, kapapasa lang ng batas na yung tinatawag na Maharlika Investment Fund.
Yes.
Diba? So, naging controversial yan at maraming pros, maraming cons, but our legislators and the Office of the President explain how the merit of this proposal, and it's already a law. We will anong tawag dito, ating matutunghayan ang magiging benefits nitong batas na ito. Sa ating mga mata makikita natin kung ano ang mga benepisyo na idudulot ng batas na ito, itong Maharlika Investment Fund. Yun, alam natin yung SIM registration, di ba?
Oh, yes.
Naging batas yan di ba?
Register na.
Ano yan? Mahabang salaysay ang pagiging batas niyan. So, these are the things that our legislators do in our Congress. So, yan mga katropa. And as far as yung uh, ano yung tanong mo kanina na tungkol sa yung mga ano tawag dito, mga
Responsibilities, functions.
yeah, yung functions nila. Of course, yung legislation is first and foremost sa kanilang duties and responsibilities, and consultations, and yung anong tawag dito, yung pagiging advisor sa mga ilang mga opisyal din ng ng ating pamahalaan. And of course, as far as transparency is concerned, alam naman natin na ang ating lahat ng mga transaksyon na may pangangailangan ng pera ay dadaan yan sa proper auditing ng ating pamahalaan. And of course, there are a lot of officials, officers and officials who have been convicted dahil sa graft and corruption, and that's why our legislators make it a point na hindi sila makakalabag sa batas hinggil sa paggagastos ng pera ng pamahalaan. So ayan, that's the general rule on the finances of our government. Sapagkat sila ay merong authority, ang ating mga legislators, to appropriate funds, di ba? To appropriate funds for certain projects. So yan, naniniguro din sila, kagaya rin ng ating paniniguro na ang pera ng bayan ay magagastos doon sa talagang intended na programa.
Ayun.
So that's, yeah.
Ayun. Before our last question, we would like to greet si Dranre Villiz. Sabi niya, hooray, kain po mga sir. Matapos ang programa, diretso sa mesa. Tapos, hinart pa to ni Centrex Reeve de Castro. And Mami Luth Martinez, sabi niya, hello Sir Terentius Mordeno Grana. Keep safe always po. Ang dami talagang dami talagang yung comment talaga. At saka, we would also like to greet the viewers and the sharers. Thank you so much. And sa lahat ng mga tumatangkilik po sa palatuntunan na Katropa sa Kamara. Yes, and all other programs. Kaya supportan po natin ang DWDD because this is the government station that reveals the truth in its purest form for everybody to know. Yes, especially ngayon, ang dami ko natutunan, Tito Terence. Kaya hindi na ako nalilito. Dati nalilito ako. Sabi ko, paano ginagawa ang batas? Isang linggo lang kaya hindi pala. Para pala tong thesis o dissertation, ang haba din ng may research pa pala.
Yes.
And pinakahuli po pala, Tito, please promote your program, invite everyone watching na manood po sa inyong programa and matuto po mula sa inyong mga punto de vista at balita.
Okay. Yes, I have a program. I have a radio show. Ang tawag dito ay Katropa sa Kamara ni Terence Mordeno Grana. Ito ay nangyayari tuwing Sabado ng umaga alas 8 hanggang alas 10. So it's a 2-hour show na puno, siksik, liglig, hitik ng mga impormasyon hinggil sa mga kaganapan sa ating Kongreso ng Pilipinas, partikular na sa ating Kamara de Representantes, sa ating House of Representatives. And I'm always willing and able to listen to your queries and answer them promptly. And to the best of my ability, sana ay matugunan ko lahat ng mga queries ninyo, mga katanungan, mga agam-agam hinggil sa ating pagsasabatas ng ating Kongreso. And truly, I am always grateful to our mga katropa like Katropang Jet Ramos,
Thank you.
who is always an advocate of truth and purity in giving information. Walang talagang dito sa amin walang fake news dito. Talagang puro totoo. Hindi kami nagbibigay ng mga fake news sapagkat baka makulong pa kami dyan. And truly, I am here to tell you na to ask you pala na sana ay tangkilikin nyo rin kagaya ng pagtangkilik ninyo dito sa The Voice of the Teachers. Tangkilikin nyo rin ang katropa sa kamera ni Terence Mordeno Grana tuwing alas 8 hanggang alas 10 ng umaga kada Sabado dito sa ating DWDD Armed Forces Radio, Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Yes, thank you. Nako, na-double promote pa or even triple promote dito ang DWDD FP Radio. Ay, pang-apat na palang promote ito sa mga nanood ngayon, nag-comment at saka nag-share, nag-like, nag-react, heart, and care. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. And of course, sa ating technical person na si Kuya Ferg, si Kuya Jayton, si Kuya Ronald, lahat-lahat po ng nasa technical, salamat po sa suporta ninyo. Kasi kung wala po kayo, pati yung programa po ni Tito Terence ay hindi po mae-ere. Kaya salamat po, lalo na sa pagtulong po sa amin. And on behalf of all our katropas, especially sa Voice of the Teachers Radio, hindi ko ma-mention ng lahat. Alam niyo po kung sino po kayo. Dahil tayo ay kailangang maghanda para sa transition sa next program, which is Tuklas Kabuhayan ni na Katropang Hill at Katropang Tony. This is your Katropang Jet Ramos together with Tito Terence Grana, our very special guest for Voice of the Teachers Radio. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat and God bless.
Lang ang iyong dala. Minsay wala naman pero papasok pa. Kahit anong mangyari ay tuloy-tuloy ka lang. Basta't kami mayroong natututunan.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi